Hello, and we're playing Pillars of Eternity. So this is going to be the third game I'm going to be playing. I've come to the conclusion that I want to be able to play a variety of games, and so I'm going to be running through 3 at any one time. And what I'm going to try and do is just do at least one episode on each game throughout the week. And I can play other ones, just for my own downtime where I don't have to stream, where I don't have to keep up commentary, which is, nice to not have to talk to myself the entire time, or to respond to people in chat. So, Pillars of Eternity, I'm going to do a completionist run on this, so I'm going to complete as much as a game as possible, or that I'm aware exists. Now, I might miss a few things because I'm not going to be following a guide here. I have done the game a couple of times, or got very close to the ending on one of them, but I didn't actually quite make it there. I got kind of curious, I googled the ending, and then it kind of spoiled it for me. So, yeah, if you haven't seen the entirety of this game yet, then I recommend don't do it. It's about the journey. So I was a little bit disappointed with myself that I did that. Anyway. So I will be playing through Pillars of Eternity. We will be doing the brutal run on the Riftbreaker, and we will be continuing with Lobotomy Corporation, despite my earlier rage quit because I seem to fail at it a little bit. So those are the 3 games. Once we've reached the end of the game, so let's say we reach the end of the Riftbreaker, which seems the most likely, or maybe Lobotomy Corp, I'm not sure. Then we might switch to a new game. We might just reserve that slot for just casual games of the game in question. So if it's a Riftbreaker, might do a few survival games. Obviously, with reaching the end of the Pillars of Eternity, the plan is actually to move on to the second one, to Deadfire. And then after Deadfire, my hope is that they might have finished with the early access of Baldur's Gate 3. I'm super psyched to play that game, but I don't want to jump into the early access. I want to see it as a finished product. Because for me, playing the game, these games in particular, it's about the story, it's about going through it, it's about learning about what happens. So, yeah. Now we are not playing with the White March or Part 1 or 2 installed at all. We're just playing the base game here. And we will be moving on to Deadfire afterwards with the same save as well. So I really want to consider when I'm picking my character, I've got to keep this person for the full playthrough. So we're going to hit up new game and go from here. Now, we are not going to be going story time or easy, folks. We are at least going to do a hard run. I'm not going to do Trail of Iron, so basically you die and you're dead sort of thing. I'm also not going to do expert mode. I don't consider myself an expert, but I think I might be able to get through hard mode. Or at least I want to give myself a reasonable challenge while working through this as well. So we're going to say, alright, hard mode is suited for Infinity Engine veterans who are looking for a challenge. Requires some micromanagement and optimization of stats through items, spells, and abilities. Or do we want to go normal? It has been a while since we played. They're saying strongly recommended for those who are new or recently returning to real-time party RPGs. I think I'm a bit better than easy. So I'm not going to be... Let's go with normal. Let's not go with hard. We might do a hard in Deadfire, maybe. Anyway, alright, so we have it. We're starting on normal. Quite like the watercolor style of art here as well. Now, because this is a story-driven game, I am going to let it dialogue run through, so people have a chance to listen to it.
Grope blindly for the path on a starless night.
And This is where I
their
shut up.
master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Veil, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Alright, so what I was going to say is, because it is a story-driven game, I'm not going to skip through commentary or anything like that. I am going to let that play out so that anyone who is watching this for the first time can actually see, go through the journey with us. So I'll be playing, but you get to experience that too. Okay, so here we have the character creation screen. Now, unlike Baldur's Gate, we're dropping into an entirely new world. So if you're familiar with Baldur's Gate, it's not the same at all. It's not even the same sort of rules on how things work. So male female is largely a cosmetic choice, although it will impact on how people view and respond to you. I'm gonna go with male because I'm male. And then we get our race choice now. So this is where things kind of branch off from your typical Dungeons and Dragons. So we've got this guy, who's basically some kind of aquatic sort of race. We've got the dwarves, which are stock standard. We have elves again, stock standard again. We have the Orlan, which are basically bearded gnomes, from what I can tell. And then we have the godlike, which come in a variety of forms. At the moment, I think we're looking at the moon form, because you get the little crescent here, but then they come in different forms as well. So godlike will give you some pluses, but it will give you some other fairly significant minuses in terms of the story and being able to get around socially. So the swings and roundabouts for most of your choices here. So we could go stock standard human, elf ranger. So elves, in particular the wood elves, are good for long-ranged attacks, basically. They're a ranger because they get a bonus for being standoffish, and we'll see that in a bit. Might, bad dexterity, good constitution, so tank, basically. Might, which means it will be a hard hitter. Resolve and might again. Dexterity and perception. Resolve minus on that, and +2 to perception, and then dexterity and intellect. Let's just see our godlike options here. We've got bonuses when we get hurt, basically. More bonuses when we get hurt. Do more damage when we're coming closer to death, but oh my god, we look terrifying. We get dexterity and intellect, so it'd make a good mage sort of person. That is the question. What sort of person do I want to be? You know what? We're going to go with a dwarf. I would normally never play a dwarf, so we're going to go with the dwarves. Alright, so with that out of the way, we have Boreal, so we get plus 15 accuracy against Wild or Primordial, or we've got Mountain, so bonus to defend against poison and disease. Let's go with the Boreal, maybe. And then we get options in terms of our class type. All right. There's a long list here, so depending on your intention of class, that's where you probably set up your race first here. But again, so we could go wizard and zap things from afar. Ranger, if I was going to go elf, was basically the choice of ranger here. But what I think I'm going to do is go with someone I wouldn't normally go with, which is again, the chanter. So the chanters are kind of like bards, so they sing while they fight, and then when they sing long enough, they get a magic ability. So we're going to go like a powerful one as well. So we're going to go with a chanter. And then we get to set up our phrases, which are our minor ones. So we're going to go with a debuff for our enemies, as well as a buff for ourselves. So Fortitude and Will, it's going to bump our ability to resist attacks, as well as our willpower. And the Dull the Edge, Blunt the Point will mean that we take less damage or slash or pierce damage from our enemies. So it's kind of a defensive and buffing sort of thing that we're doing here. And then once we have enough phrases uttered, we've got the option to do a few different things. So we're going to go with this one. So we're going to summon some skeletons when we buff up. Right? Now, options here. Now, our three big things are Constitution, Intellect, and Resolve. So we're going to max out Intellect. I'm going to get up to maybe 15 at least to Resolve. I don't think we need Might. I want to not have a penalty to Dexterity. And then yeah, we're going to go with Resolve. Alright, so we've got some bonuses to Deflection here. So that'll be our defense basically. Intellect is area effect plus 40 duration and extra willpower. So basically this is going to be our main thing that helps us with our spells or our chanting in particular. So that makes our special ability more special. Then Constitution is as it sounds, right? So our ability to soak up some damage. So we don't want to die, so that's why we've bumped that up a bit. Might is our ability to do damage, basically. So it's because it's not our prime sort of thing, it's not a reason for a chanter. That's why we're a bit low on that. So that we're going with Constitution, Intellect, and Resolve as our main stats. Now this next one determines our background here. So depending on our background, we start off with different things. So we could get a little bit of extra intellect, a little bit of extra resolve, and different weapons. Now we also get different options. So living lands probably not what we want. White that wins is probably not what we want. The Ryotai. It's a little bit of extra constitution. Kind of like that he's got, an axe. I feel like a dwarf should have an axe. Most of them are dwarven. It's looking good. Plus he has chain. So as much as I want the two-handed axe, which is kind of cool, we're going to go with the Rautai, the one that I can't pronounce, basically. Alright, so next, then background. He's not going to be an aristocrat. We do have a number of options here. So, could be a mercenary. I think mercenary is what we're going to go, because we get some athletics, we get some law. Or we could go scholar, extra law, but I think I want the athletics ability, so We're gonna go with that. That does not look like him. Wow, we get like 4 portraits of dwarves. Well, we could go with the red hair. Let's go with the red hair. Really? That's a bit closer. Alright, let's switch up his hairstyle because that's not quite what we want. He's got to have a big beard too. Also, I want to change his head. Maybe make his skin a bit fairer. Very pink. That's a bit closer, yeah. Then, yeah, your hair is too red. That's too pink. That's about right, actually. It's more orange than anything. Got some crazy hairstyles here. Go with that, and maybe some beard. Yeah. What do you reckon? I reckon that's gonna be the closest to our actual portrait that we're gonna get, so we will run with that.
Hey there.
Now I am the leader of the group. Yeah! Quietly now.
Yes?
Follow me. Let's go.
Stoic.
Steady does it. Huh? Follow me. Let's go.
Time to see and not be seen.
Yeah. Follow me.
I'm gonna go with stoic. Or smooth,
Yeah!
maybe. That's smooth. Yeah!
Easy does it. Mm-hmm. Watch and learn.
Watch and learn.
Yeah! Steady does it.
I'm gonna go with stoic. He looks like a stoic sort of character, so yep. Alright, name. Names are the hardest. We could just call him Pooks, of course. You know, that would make sense. But I feel like we should give him a different name here. Alright, so dwarf. Dwarf, but he's a chanter, so like a dwarven singer. He's smart, he's resilient, and it's gonna be Lyrian Tannister. Absolutely no copyright infringement here, people. Alright, Lyrian Tannister. That's you. Off you go into the world. With the bellyache.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there. Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Veil's less than a day out. Understood? Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day.
Well, that's unfortunate.
There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here. They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one. Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear. Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much. Not if you hurry about your business. And not if the weather holds up. This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to. They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that. Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
Your concern is touching.
Kalisha. Kalisha! He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a beowick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Alright, so we can now go do some things. So we've got the tall glass pillars up the top and the ruins that we're not meant to go into, of course. And then something about a beowick, which means, you know, bad things are going to happen. So first thing we're going to do is pick up some clothing. You also have the option to try and lockpick here,
Finished.
which we're going to do, and just steal everything in sight, basically. Good for us.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Now for hit I, we'll get to our inventory, and we'll just yoink our clothing over here. We do have mail armor. We've got a potion of minor regeneration here. If we right click it, we'll tell it what it will do. So something that we probably want to put in our quick slot here. And then something of minor endurance, so that it's going to do plus 50 endurance for a period of time. Again, we're going to equip it on our main character. Mainly because I just want to make sure that he lives, and this other one is one that, you know, I'm a bit ambivalent about. So we will keep the tutorials up, but that's mainly for my benefit because it has been a while since I played this, so I'm not going to have no guarantees that I remember how to do everything.
Not looking forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
And we are going to just try and grab everything around here so that we come out of this sequence with as much to start us off as possible. Now we've got this
I'll
guy
have
here.
your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Thanks, dude. Not like it's I'm going to die without it. Oh, and we've got our first enemy, which is a wolf. Now we can pause the game by hitting space. Then we have also, if we select a particular character, then we can use their abilities, like this knockdown one, which knocks it down. Who would have thought? Excellent. Fairly straightforward. Grab the wolf skin. Off we go. Here's our berries
This
up
is it.
here. As you can see, it's telling me about the berries now. I get to clarify my background. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I used to go on adventures. And let's say that gonna go for the bar fight option. It seems like a dwarven thing to do to get into a bar fight. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go with I haven't given it much thought. And honestly, that's probably the most honest answer here, is that I have no idea what I'm gonna do next. But I'm gonna go say we're looking for adventure, because that's equally valid. Alright, sister moved here. That's a bad letter from her. Can you tell me about Deerwood? Alright, let's get back to camp, but we need to go find that guy with the water, of course, because without it, apparently we'll die. And to the guy who asking me if I want to buy followers in chat, no, I don't. You can rack off, thanks. No money for you here. It's not my thing. Oh, there's a deer. Can we eat it? Right, well, extra things here. Nothing here. We want to go across the bridge instead.
What a surprise. Sparfle went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on. Sparfle, are you all right?
Oh, that's a bad sign.
Ambush!
Oh no. Alright, so what we're gonna do is send me off to over this way and her over this way, so we can at least surround him. And then, yeah. Oh, you notice down the bottom left I've got these two health meters. One is my long-term health, the other is my short-term health. So short-term health is basically, you know, am I going to last through this battle? Long-term health, and there's my long-term skill here as well to summon skeletons. But long-term health is, am I going to die permanently? So you can die permanently in this game as well, or your companions can. But before we move on, we want to grab the wine here, or the beer, I should say. Kind of odd that they use a graphic for wine and then give you beer. It's like a bait and switch. And basically you recover all your endurance or that health meter at the end of each fight, but you don't recover your permanent health. You've got to sleep or special skills to recover that. So you do need to kind of keep an eye on both meters. And so your endurance for the short term, of course, and then the other one for your more long-term prospects of surviving. Alright, so we've got another enemy to kill here. We've got a few of them in fact. So we're going to use some of our abilities. The first thing I'm going to do is knock down this guy so that we can get them up, done it, and running. Now he is using my chanting is going on. So as soon as that's up, we're going to surround that archer with some skeletons.
Let's go.
Actually, one of the skeletons will attack this guy. There we go.
Let's.
He's done on this fighter.
Right,
So we'll
let's
move
go.
around the side and just attack from the back. Not sure if there is any benefit from attacking from behind, but if there is, I want to make sure I'm taking advantage of that. Now we're going to knock down this guy as well.
Let's go.
There we go. Alright, so we're kicking some goals here. Now we just want to make sure we clear off this final person. And we're making some good progress here. So we're going to take everything on them, because why not? Yoink to our inventory. And let's just see if we've got some better stuff. So medium shield. Yep, same sort of thing. We've got a hunting bow, so I can put that in my second slot here. Now there is a sequence coming up where I know that I'm going to have this option to throw my weapon for a reason, and I want that reason to not be a stupid one. So I'm going to use a not as good weapon, so the hatchet instead of the battle axe, just for that reason.
Yeah.
So because I know I'm gonna lose it, but I want to make that particular decision. Alright, so all my fellow travelers seem to be dead. Towering guy, lay down your arms. Alright, so I've got a few choices here to try and save this. So we've got some lore, we've got some stuff about we haven't really trespassed. I don't know what they did, but I didn't have anything to do with it. Okay, so we're gonna go over the lore ones. Okay, so they're saying nope. Disposition reputation. So we've gained something there. I'm just not sure what we've gained. Alright. Don't trust them. Yeah, I don't think I will. And we've got a few things here. We don't meet the requirements for these, but rush him before he can react. Intellect. We're going to go use our superior intellect that we maxed out at the start. And just talk to him. Okay. So, yep, of course it was not. It's by the command of the gods that were around. What can I say? I'm making a good point here. Ah, okay. So I think I've saved Hewarden. Alright. I have. So let's charge on in and try and save our dude here.
Let's go!
And I do that. Yep, there we go. Alright. So straight away we're gonna knock him down. And then we'll move on to the next one. And then, yeah, this is going to be a very easy fight with three of us, irrespective of our newfound friend here is taking some serious damage. Alright, we're winners. It looks not you, but the sky above you. Forgive us. So you know that, nasty wind they mentioned at the start? This is where it starts.
Get inside! Run!
I do appreciate that they've got some voice acting happening in this. Whoa! This is sounding very Lord of the Ring-ish. This is sounding incredibly like the Mines of Moria here. Anyway. Oh, he's trailing. Now, here's the reason why I equipped the less good weapon. So I could throw it at him. And save Hewarden, rather than just leaving him to his fate. Now I do feel like I'm not going to always play the good guy here. I think because he's a bard type, he should be, neutral maybe, a bit chaotic. He could do anything really, whatever is in it for him.
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
In we go. Alright, so because we saved our battle axe, we get to keep it now. And equip it. We've got some more lockpicks, which we probably want to keep with our rogue here. We will keep him, give him that potion. And yeah, I think that's all we can really do with our inventory at the moment. I don't think this guy's got any particular upgrades. Yeah, so it's armor, clothing, get more wolf hide, but I'm not sure how that would help. And he's dual wielding daggers. Alright, so fast mode. So I am trying to use WSD for controls, but that doesn't seem to be the way to go.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
Alright. Tells me a bit. Oh, heaps. So yeah, we're just gonna
Wonder who was here.
continue on here.
See if they left anything useful behind.
Yeah, let's loot. Right, camping supplies, which basically means that I can camp out and heal up, essentially. That's also important for mages when we have them later on to be able to refresh their spells. Okay, so we've got a few options here. We can go down to the bottom right, or we can continue up through the middle. Let's go bottom right for the time being. See what's here, and there's a little guy here. Alright, so he's maybe protecting something. See if there's a peaceful way to do it, but otherwise we're gonna tear him apart. Able scouting mode, alright, so that's scouting mode down
Steady
here.
does it. Look at the tiles. What are those symbols? Found something.
Hey, traps. Now it does earn us XP, so we might as well go around disarm the traps here. But we are going to look out and see what's in the other corridors too. But we're just going to farm up the XP while we can. Oh! That really hurt.
Hmm?
Fortunately, she's still alive.
Hmm?
Kind of looks like there's a secret. Oh, he nearly did it again. Gotta be very careful with my clicking
Quiet.
here. Or I should be more careful with it. So I've paid a price already for trying to farm XP. But we have disabled all the traps. See if there's a door here. Doesn't seem to be. Alright, so we will go back to this. Now we have lost a fair bit of health, so I may end up using one of those
Those
campfires.
symbols. Just like the tiles.
Shh.
The ability to light things up.
Shh.
Just gonna keep scouting mode on for the time being. Is there any traps? No. I think we're good. Famous last words. And we've got a black ooze here.
Crave.
This guy. Oh. Something coming in. Do that. Apparently they really like hitting me. Which is not what I was hoping for.
Yeah. Let's go.
Alright, we win again. Poleaxe.
Right.
Where'd that slime come from?
That's a good question.
keeping quiet.
Gonna inspect for traps first.
How can I help?
Use the water to clear off the ooze. Ah, we're missing a socket. So we've got to find a gem apparently. Anyway, I'm just gonna take a quick break, call of nature, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to come up with a be right back thing or something like that. Anyway, so we need another gem to make it past. Got this puzzle here.
I'll be quiet.
Is there anything up here? Yeah. Hang on. Okay, so we need to light the pillars and we might have something happen. Alright, let's try it. Lit the braziers. Something cool happened now. Sorry about that, the printer was just deciding to turn itself on for some reason. Still don't have our gem. So we've got lit braziers, but nothing else. Maybe something on the other side here. It's gonna
Stay
enter
quiet.
scout mode. No. See what's over here. Dead person. Ah, here's our gem. Alright, so let's see what the journal says. Yeah, so there were looters in here. And basically we want to go back up to that eye and put the gem in the eye. Fairly straightforward puzzle. Hi there. Ah, there was a treasure somewhere. And more black goo. Alright, that's alright. I think we'll be fine taking care of some more black goo. Get 'em, boys.
Sure.
Shoes, and we get this, and we get a cloak. Cool, and that looks sort of magical-ish. Alright, so we get some bonuses, which of course I'm going to equip to my main character here. Also got this pole axe. I'm not sure if I want to make me a main-handed or what I should do here. I really have more defenses. It's good to know. Two-handed crossbow. Is there any particular stats on these that work well? Alright, interrupt, strong. Slashing, crush damage. Accuracy versus deflection. Alright, so there just doesn't seem to be a thing, so yeah. Giant axe, let's go with that. Alright. Now the other thing I should do is just give myself the better stuff if I ever need it. Excellent. Now there is a kobold kind of creature down the bottom here. And I do feel like we should, take as much advantage as we can. And by advantage, I'm saying, I'm sorry little guy. Oh, but your time is up. Maybe I could have snuck. Maybe there is a way. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I keep on hitting the slow mode by using WSD to look around, and he didn't really have even anything. That's a bit sad. Alright, I think I've just slowed myself down as well, so drop some of this stuff on her.
Yeah.
Remind myself
Wait,
to use the
do you hear that?
keys. Ha! Okay. Big guy.
Let's
Got it.
go.
Oh, he walked into the wrong place. Oh, giblets. we will take that again. Yeah, we should
That
take
looks
all
weak.
the loot we
Could
can.
be a shortcut.
We could use the hammer and chisel.
I'll be quiet. I could scout ahead,
Traps.
see what's around the corner. How can I help?
Oh. Another big guy here. There's a few of them, in fact. Well, I feel like the only option is to charge.
Hmm?
Hi there. Alright, so
Yeah.
Craved Afila
there's that sonic sort of thing. Now that's up, we want to just run in. Do our best. Yeah, he's really not good with those sonic attacks. Stab him in the back. Yeah.
Hmm? Yeah.
Some kind of ear. Alright. There's nothing else in here. Of course, it was just some XP. Alright.
They'll never know I'm here.
Fresh air in here. I think we found an exit. Sounds like the storm path, too.
Hey.
Let's go.
Let's get the spiders. Go, guys.
Craved.
How can I help?
I think he gets a bonus if he stabs him from hiding. Makes sense, but he's like a roguey type. Alright, I think that's everything. Map telling me, yeah, we're... Unless there was something hiding back here, which I didn't really see. Let's double check. That wall really didn't go anywhere, so... If we go to the end...
Craved Afila.
Oh! Big spider. So we're gonna take our tank to take her on. Excellent. That's as large as chickens. That's a big back. That leg. Okay, so those legs must be going into some other kind of inventory. Inventory.
Stay quiet.
Make sure there's no trap here. Cool. Ah, the helm. Of course we want the helm. The helm on my head. There we are. Helps with concussions. Brilliant, and we... Oh, no, we hadn't completed it. So holding down the tab will reveal things like this. Where we're getting... Yeah, so stash. We've got a stash somewhere. Magical stash. And we'll move on. Alright, this looks like a boss fight sort of coming up here or something. Alright, we're hidden. The guy with the horns.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
Okay, that's a death cult. And a spinning machine. Or otherwise known as the cause of the Beowulf, or however you pronounce that. That's pride. Oh my eyes. Like met him in a past life or something. Oh. Oh, my companions are dead. Lyria and Tannister. Alright, so need to rest or I'm fatigued. Alright, I've leveled up despite my friend's deaths, which are entirely, of course, unfortunate and not foreseen. Now we might want to keep some of this to sell, right? Definitely want to keep that. We'll go with the scale armor too. Grab the lockpicks because they could be useful. Grab the torch because that could be useful as well. Now that means that we've got plenty of torches. So we'll just keep down to one there. Grab the battle axe, the crossbow. And hide, yeah, leather armor's better, so we'll swap that out. I think it's going to be worth more as well. Alright.
Yeah.
So we're going to hit the plus button and see what we get. Okay, so we can upgrade some skills here. So law gives us knowledge and trivia. Mechanics gives us the ability for picking locks and stuff. I feel like a damage reduction in general would be nice. What else? We've got stealth, yeah. Athletics. Get an extra second wind, basically. Or self-heal sort of thing. Oh, I've got lots of points here. So we'll at least give 1 point to survival. Another point to mechanic. We'll keep that lockpicking. I feel like athletics could be useful. Then we're going to continue on with law as our primary sort of thing. Alright. Okay, so we have the ability to get another invocation. Now, an invocation is the ultimate consequence of our chanting. Summon Phantom. We've already got a summon effect, so I think I'm just going to leave that there. Damage reductions. Crush them. Shock them. Alright, so I need to kill someone for that to work. So it's basically explodey sort of things. Or I can shoot 3 bolts of lightning. Or we can do, I think this is a cone effect. We're going to go with a cone effect here. Constant endurance regeneration. Alright, so I've got like a healing aura around me. That could be really useful. Okay, so yeah, talents. So we can do offensive, defensive. But I think ancient memory, we're going to go with our class talent. It's the reason why we're special, so we might as well keep leveling that. And that seems like a fairly good thing to choose. Right click for details. Those are our phrases. These are our spells. Right? So presumably there's a way to change that. What do we got? Character here, yeah. Our journal, so that's our spell quest. The map. There's our exit down there. Apparently we don't own a stronghold. Alright, well. It seems moving on seems to be the way to go here. Oh! Okay. We're now seeing things. It's slightly unexpected. Hi there. Vessel flesh. Ew. Might as well pick it all up though. Crucified person, that's somewhat creepy. Oh, we will pick up what we can. And then we're probably going to get something like, you must gather your party before venturing forth. Alright, so we can then move on to Valewood, I guess. Take you 6 hours to complete my journey. I'm going to accept that. Partially again, because we have no choice. We are fatigued, so I do feel like we should camp. And maybe get some rest. Oh! Cutscene. Oh, that's it. Okay. Quick cutscene. Now a map. Alright. Not much happening here. Oh, except for the dead person. I'll take the camping supplies, but that's all I can really take. Might as well get the... herbs as well. I always used to say herbs. I realize now that I was wrong all this time. The H is silent. That's creepy again. Oh, hello. Looks like a dead body, but I can't investigate it, so we'll ignore that. Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. And there's an outlaw. So it's first solo fight. And we are losing. Of course, we've got that self-heal ability, presumably. Oh, that was a good hit. And we should be coming up on our ability to do a chanting spell. Right, so we're just gonna summon some friends.
Almost. Let's go.
Yeah. Hi there. I remember in Baldur's Gate, chanting was like amazingly not chanting, summoning could get really overpowered, and that was the way to get take down Dritz, which was always an interesting fight. Basically surround him with all level 1 mobs and he'd be splatting them around the place, but just
Welcome.
death by 1,000 cuts. Something we should probably investigate. Not sure if I'm up for killing a bear right now though. Or maybe I am, I don't know. Seems like the friend was a little bit more nervous than he should have been. Hi there, Wolfie. Try our other spell here. See how it goes. Finish the third one. Now. That wasn't as effective as I hoped.
Let's go.
Good old skellies. Alright, so if it takes me that long to kill a wolf, I'm not sure a bear will be the best thing to try and attack. So we might come back for that quest where once I've got a companion. There's a wolf down there too. So we're going to move on to Gilded Veil. It's like now the movement system here is very much like the Baldur's Gate system, where you need to have traveled to the adjoining place to move on to the next one. Which makes sense really. It is getting late here. I might pause it soon after we check out whatever this is. It's a bit gruesome.
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Veil. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
I feel at home
we'll need
already.
to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a Hollowborn child? An infant born without a soul, of course.
That's
Lord
creepy.
Radric has made it his first
And the stuff of
priority to
horror movies.
eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Veil, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst. His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here. Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer.
Okay.
However, the only animancer in Gilded Veil isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all. But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
Okay, kids being born with no souls.
Keep out of...
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last. 3. Gods have mercy.
Bad things just
It
happen.
seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
Ain't nobody threatening me. I say farewell. I don't really mean it. You seem like a bit of an ass, to be honest. What's the journal say? Seek help for my condition.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
What? Okay. Nobody's too happy about the situation, it seems. Stuff going downstairs here. I think that these are, yeah, the souls. Go off to the left here and resolve this one.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
I'll cut that barrel-looking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
Let's all have a drink, people. Oh, of course. Right.
Great.
Giblets. Straight away. Right, cool. Casual murder in the streets.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation. Then I can't imagine you lack for entertainment in these parts. Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvisor, at your service. Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I am grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here? In Gwithan Ruins? Well, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there? You do manage to find yourself in rather interesting predicaments. I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
I should speak more clearly this time.
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale. Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. And he has rid himself of them almost as desperately. Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places. As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers. Excellent. I shall follow you.
Excellent. We've got our first companion, who is a wizard, which is nice to have along, of course. We all want a wizard.
Yeah.
Let's loot the villagers who tried to kill me. Now, he does have two weapons. He's got the scepter and the rapier for close combat fights. He does have his leather armor, which no one else can use, I believe. Could be wrong about that actually, but anyway. And he's got his spell book, which means this is where we set up what he can and can't do for when he's got his spells, basically. So we're going to leave it for the default. We will customize that later on, of course, but for the time being, that's good. Now to our journal, we still need to seek help for our condition. So apparently we should get some rest is the consensus here. So that's what we're going to do. Yoink into the inn, get some rest, and see what comes out of it. Before we get some rest, we are going to steal everything that's not tied down, or that will not be considered stealing. It should warn me, I believe. Yeah, so if I highlight over here, see it's a theft action, whereas if I just grab the things lying on the table, apparently that's okay. We'll talk to Passia at the innkeep. Just check if there's some work here before we go to sleep. And we can just hire our own adventurers as opposed to finding the preset ones, the ones with character and personality. Now I'm going to go with the ones with character and personality, of course, so we're not going to go with their adventures here. And we're just going to use the basic common room, but you can pay for more expensive ones, of course, and then you get some additional stats after resting, which is a nice bonus or a reason to actually pay. But we're just going to sleep in the common room because we're cheap at the moment and have much coin.
Yeah.
We just got a heap of experience. So we'll go outside. And we're going to pay a visit to that tree. Because she's speaking to us. And now we can see there's a glowy thing around the person hanging there.
Have you come here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes? No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy, even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I. Wherever here may be. Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice. Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Call them. Those days are all behind me now. The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay. What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair, and here we are visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on, some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either living or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well, a wonder. Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties. You should see old Meerwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company. Oh, yes, entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again, but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. No. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think. Me? I'll bore you to tears, though. And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed. Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found? Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear, Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up. A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us, the best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins, miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other, turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear. Of course, dear. Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Excellent. Alright, so we've gone through our first cutscene. We're back in the town now, and we're ready to get on with our quests. Now, in terms of our quest, we have the Visions and Whispers one, where we need to seek help for our condition. We've heard some things in terms of we need to go to Caed Nua. And we also know that we have kind of a lord who's hanging everyone in the local area, so that's probably something we're going to want to look into. We've got that guy who's lost his friend up to the north, and we'll want to explore around the town as well. So that's going to happen in the next episode, I think, as well as our level up that we've just gotten. It's starting to get late here, and I'm going to go to sleep and to bed. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We will be returning tomorrow. Probably not with another Pillars of Eternity, although it depends what I feel like playing. It might be another Riftbreaker episode as well. But my name is Pooks. If you've enjoyed this episode, please drop me a like, follow, subscribe, that sort of thing. Or otherwise, don't. You know, it's up to you. It's your channels. Anyway, thank you very much again for watching, and I'll see you next time.